you describe this night last night? Historical, magical, or something out of the world? Yes, all put together, and you get a brilliant knock of 100 runs by historic night unfolded at the Savai Madhav Singh Mansingh Stadium, thanks to Vaibhav Suryavanshie's explosive century, which put Rajasthan Royals as they crushed Gujarat Titans by 8 wickets. This was chasing a huge total of 209 runs with just 15 overs on the scoreboard, setting a new record for the fastest 200 runs chase in T20 cricket. With a stunning win, Rajasthan has kept their hopes alive. Before we talk about today's game, let's reflect back. 6 months ago, we saw Vaibhav Suryavanshi at the Sharjah Stadium. Yes, the same Sharjah Stadium, and he made headlines. And speaking to his coach, Rishikesh Kanitkar, that afternoon, we got to know that this boy was special. Of course, we had a brief chat with him, and he did come across like a 13, 14-year-old boy who's just out of the woods, seeing in the big arena, of course, comforted by the BCCI officials. But full marks to the parents for growing this and helping this talent to nurture at the world level. But before we get on to today's match, which is between Delhi and KKR, let's reflect on how the night unfolded for the young uh, team and Rajasthan Royals. We welcome Paul Dinnett on the show. Paul, welcome to the show. Vaibhav has become the only Indian to score a century in the IPL in the fewest innings, with only 3 innings to his name. How do you rate his potential? What did you see on screen last night?
I don't know how to put it into words. Vaibhav Suryavanshie's potential. That was one of the most remarkable things I've ever seen in sport. I mean, at age 14 to be doing that. Fast forward to 2033 in 8 years' time. If he was 22 and doing that in 8 years' time, we'd be saying, this is amazing. This youngster has incredible potential. This is 8 years prior to that. I've not got any basis for comparison of this performance by Suryavanshi with anything I've ever seen in cricket. The potential, I can't quantify it. It's off the charts. I mean, I said the other week that you just can't be sure. It looks like he is going to be a superstar. The world is a strange place. We'll have to wait and see. But purely at this age, I mean, at 14, the ultimate child prodigy, Don Bradman, was considering whether he was going to focus on cricket or focus on tennis. His incredible genius first really surfaced when he was 17. It's kind of hard to even focus on the rest of the match, and it is just awe-inspiring watching that innings. I've never seen anything like it.
Paul, we move on to the second question, and very interestingly, when you see a scoreboard which says 87 runs in just 6 overs, what do you make of that? Do you think Gujarat Titans had already lost the plot at that point of time against Rajasthan Royals?
I actually took a screen cap of my television after 5 overs because I thought it was so neat. None for 81, or 81 for none, as you guys say it, after 5 overs. And Yashasvi Jaiswal, 26 not out off 13, a strike rate of 200. In any normal game of cricket, he's the dominant partner. But at the other end, Suryavanshi has already brought up his 51 off 17. Strike rate of 200 for Jaiswal, a strike rate of 300 for his partner. Look, there was a little bit of luck for both players, but you're going to get some luck when you need some luck. You deserve some luck when you're playing as aggressively as Suryavanshi was. The fact that he was just almost trying to hit every ball for 4 or for 6. It reminded me, any of your older viewers who are Test cricket fans might remember a stunning innings that Ian Botham played in the Ashes of 1981 when he turned the match on its head. It was a similar sort of innings 45 years or so later, in that Botham was not hitting every single ball out of the middle of the bat. Yeah, if you went flying over third, a little bit of luck, but in between, some of the most powerful, awe-inspiring shots ever. And so that was the case here. It was, as I said, I'm lost for words.
Right. Right. As we move on to the third question, let's put the things into perspective. Of course, I had the pleasure of watching Vaibhav Suryavanshi score those massive sixes at the Sharjah Stadium. But was it the 17 ball half century left GT bowlers completely in awe, shock, despair? What was the feeling going in their mind?
Well, yeah, I mean, it certainly was. And it wasn't as though the bowling lineup that he was doing it to was not well credentialed. You know, Prasid Krishna has been the out and out star performer along with Josh Hazlewood for all fast bowlers in this IPL. Mohammad Siraj has been fantastically refreshed. Rashid Khan, possibly the best T20 bowler of all time, as the tournament has gone on, has started to look really good. Now, to be fair, Suryavanshi probably didn't hammer those guys as much as he did to poor old Ishant Sharma. I loved reading how I was actually thinking about that spell that Ishant Sharma bowled to Ricky Ponting way back in the day. And I was reading actually in Cricket Info. That was years before Suryavanshi was even born. And then poor old Karim Janat on debut copping an absolute pasting. It was awe-inspiring. But, you know, the fact of the matter was, even against Prasid Krishna and Rashid Khan, he did hit 1-6 each that sort of lives in the memory. That back foot lofted off drive off Prasid Krishna, off a bit of a slower ball where he adjusted and just smacked him for six. And then the 100 that he brought up. What a way to bring up your 100. A six off, as I said, possibly the greatest T20 bowler of all time. Yeah, just incredible.
Right. Thank you. Thank you, Paul. Before we let you go on the fourth question, let's understand. Do you think GT is too reliant on Shubman Gill, Josh Butler to post a big total in any game? Because the middle over haven't really fired up. They seem to be going through a big slump. And then whatever left is there, they come back heavily in the last 3 overs. Your views on the middle overs, Paul?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's no secret that it's well documented that GT depend a lot on their top three, Sai Sudarshan, Shubman Gill and Josh Butler. But I don't think that you can blame today's loss on their middle order. I think you've got to just say, for a start, it was an extraordinary runs chase from Rajasthan, especially given that the last three games they were in winning positions and then somehow managed to lose. To score as fast as they did, I think it's the fastest ever that a 200 plus total has ever been run down in the history of the IPL. That was kind of one out of the box. But I suppose if you were going to be critical, you would say that Sai Sudarshan and Shubman Gill, especially Sudarshan, I suppose, today or last night, were possibly misread the pitch. That you would think that a nice 200 plus score against Rajasthan was the right way to play. I've said before how you don't want to aim for 260 like Sunrisers Hyderabad sometimes do and get yourself bowled out for 130 and lose the game. Well, in hindsight, they probably should have gone harder because the way that the Rajasthan players batted showed just how good the pitch is. But yeah, I think that they would say that's the way we play, and you're not going to bank on Jaiswal playing a fantastic innings and Suryavanshi playing one of the greatest innings of all time. I think they could just put it as, you know, let's forget about this one. We just ran into a maelstrom.
Well, it's time now to look at the game today. Delhi comes into the match, and today's all eyes are on tonight's blockbuster between Delhi Capitals and Kolkata Knight Riders at the Arun Jaitley Stadium in Delhi. A strong form this season, winning 6 of the 9 matches, sitting pretty third on the table's point. Meanwhile, KKR is searching for momentum, having lost 3 of the 9 games in the last uh, consecutive times. Delhi comes into match after a loss to RCB, while KKR's last outing was washed out due to rains. So the big question is, will Delhi bounce back at home or will Kolkata pull the rabbit out of the hat? Well, we have Anil Chaudhary joining us. Anil Chaudhary, of course, is one of the most famous umpire that India has produced, especially in the IPL in the last 2 decades. Anil, welcome to the show. What is your view? Is Delhi in a better position as compared to KKR in tournament's current season, or is it going to be hit and run for KKR's confidence, considering they haven't won many in this season?
KKR need to work on their batting order, especially top order and middle order, because Sunil Narayan, Decock and Raghuvanshi, they are not consistent. They are doing good in one game, but other game they are not doing it together. So teams is not having good outcome because of inconsistent batting by KKR. middle order also, then followed by Venkatesh, Rinku, then later Russell. They are not clicking together. Maybe one individual performance, but that is not helping the cause. So KKR need to work on their top order so that the power play is good, and at the same time middle order also, so that lower middle order where Russell and Rinku I will say middle order, Russell can come and hit those quick runs, so which will have a better position for KKR. So basically they need to work, they need to improve their power play and then the middle order. Then team can have some benefit in their batting cause, because what is happening, they are not scoring as much they need, bowling helpless when you don't have score on the board. So KKR need to work on top order.
Right. Thank you, Anil. Is the poor form of the top order going to be concern for KKR in this game, considering the top order has scored merely 27% of the runs, whereas it should have been 45, 50, 60 on an average? Your views?
DC will be in a slightly better position compared to KKR, because KKR batting they are struggling, and previous game also, although it was a washout, but Punjab team was dominating in their own ground. So KKR need to work on their batting order as well as combined bowling effort, because except Varun and Narayan, others are not bowling well. They are bowling in patches, and certainly because KKR is losing more games compared to DC. DC is doing well, so KKR will be slightly under pressure. They need to overcome this, and remember they are playing in Delhi, so they are playing a team which is used to playing in those conditions, small boundaries, and good pitch to bat on. So big task for KKR, but still they can do it. They have got few match winners. Should be a good game.
Anil, before we let you go, we're just going to sneak in another question. Vaibhav has become the youngest player ever to score a century in the entire T20 at just 14 years and 32 days. What does he need to do more, considering you've seen big careers losing their way in between? What do they need to do? What does BCCI need to do in order to protect this prodigious son of T20 cricket?
Vaibhav Suryavanshi, what a player he is, just 14 years old. Broke all the records, fastest century by a youngster, and especially Indian, and that too in IPL with high profile bowlers around, such a pressure game, and team is also not doing well, and this little boy came up with such a fantastic knock. Very good for Rajasthan Royals, very good for Bihar. He's a Bihar boy, so they should feel proud, and good talent for India, especially with white ball. And few things he need to consider, or maybe his coaches, parents. He need to start focusing on red ball also. He want to become a big player of all the formats. He has everything. He has talent, technique, temperament. As he start playing at higher level, which he is already playing like Ranji Trophy and IPL, he will grow as a batsman. He can work on his fitness, because nowadays this fitness is an issue with all the players, because too many formats, too many matches, and back-to-back events where they need to play, which is a demand of modern cricket. So good talent, God bless him, and coaches and parents need to look after him so that he grow as a player in a smooth manner. What a talent he is, and fantastic batting by him. I think words are less what he has done. It's like dream come true for any player of any age actually, and he is so young. Well done, Vaibhav Suryavanshi.
Well, we'll let go of Anil Chaudhary now. It's time to get Stanley Chiodza, the famous coach who's been on our show second year in succession on IPL. Stanley, welcome to the show. Stanley joins in from the Sport of Cricket Academy in Dubai on the outskirts at the Emirates Hill. Stanley, KKR has dominated head-to-head battle against DC with 18 wins in 33 games. Do you think that stats will make any difference, considering the form or the lack of form KKR is in, and Delhi, which is just going uphill?
A very indifferent season for KKR, Sunil. So playing at DC today, it's going to be a humdinger. And this is one statistic that is really going to be put to the test by DC. Try and overturn things, but up and above that, try and come out of a loss against RCB from their previous match as well. So for KKR, it's really going to be a challenge. Not having much game time as well does not help, especially if you look at some of the batting changes they've had to make, because their batting has just gone not according to plan. Quinton de Kock out of the mix. Gobas coming in. He's only in these 2 games so far. 1 in his first match, another 1 in the match versus the Punjab Kings, rained out. So not much time spent in the middle. In all this, these are changes that they've had to do in trying to resuscitate a batting order that has just not been making runs. An average of 19 with regards to that opening partnership. Things have not gone well. Okay, their only batting inspiration, or the person that has held that batting order to make it look sensible, has been Ajinkya Rahane. But Ajinkya Rahane, for me, he's a value maintain batsman. Notice the difference. Value maintain, he is not a value addition batsman. So you see, when you maintain, it's what you get from the top order. He's pretty much maintaining that. He's not that sort of player that comes in and explodes and takes the game away from the opposition. He pretty much maintains, which is what a middle order batsman is meant to do. But the nowadays middle order, the likes of your Tristan Stubbs, the likes of your KKR Rahul, they come and add value up and above what has really been started. So that's a key factor with regards to batting that KKR has not been able to do. Bowling has been pretty much their mainstay. Obviously, their 2 spinners, Sunil Narine and Chakravarti, on 12 wickets. They have been the mainstay in keeping them in the hunt. But their last match in Kolkata, that didn't happen. Rain came in and just further put the heat onto that already hot pressure cooker, and things are such that they now have, it's a must win for KKR now going into all these other matches. And obviously now it comes to a situation where they now depend on other results, a scenario as defending champions where you don't want to be in. But that is the reality. And like I said, that dominance of a DC today will definitely be tested.
Stanley, before we let you go, the head-to-head clash at the Arun Jaitley Stadium in Delhi has been equal between the 2 teams, 5 wins each in their 10 encounters. Who do you think will dominate in today's? Will it be batters, bowlers, or it's just going to be the toss?
It's a tiebreaker kind of affair today, DC versus the KKR. However, with 5 wins apiece, I'd like to think the DC have the upper hand in this one, and definitely I think they will dominate. However, it's important to realize the sort of service conditions, as it were, that they prepared, especially if you look back at the last match versus RCB, going in on a slow wicket. The only upside to a slow wicket is obviously it then becomes dependent on the toss. If you look at the last match, they ended up batting first, started off slow. No real batsman got into it in terms of exploding, even though many a batsman spent time on the wicket. Only Stubbs and Pearl had managed to get a scoring rate, I beg your pardon, a strike rate of above 170. So it's key, obviously, that your senior batsmen, who have, even though they've spent time on the wicket, managed to break through and get to explode. Faf du Plessis had a start, but just couldn't get going. Rahul himself, who's in form, got a start, but just couldn't break the shackles in trying to speed up the scoring, etc. Only managing to get to a total of 162. Not enough on a day, especially when conditions then generally get better and make it easier for the team that is batting second. So that's something that they know, and that is what helps when you play back-to-back matches at home. So this is something that will work on the flip side for Delhi Capitals. They'll be aware of that. They know the areas and times and scenarios of the game where they need to push harder should they prepare similar conditions. However, remember, they're playing a team that is spin strong. Varun, Sunil Narine, they dwell in slow conditions. So it's important, obviously, once again, should they lose the toss and find themselves batting first, it's key that they spend a bit more time and have a better understanding on how they apply themselves in these conditions. However, for KKR, it's a different story altogether. Versus the Punjab Kings, a rained out match. Not so good with the bowling. 200 plus runs on the board. Would they have been able to bat and chase that? Now we shall never know. Batting lineup hasn't spent much time on the crease. Gubas won in the first match, won again versus Punjab Kings. So that opening partnership still stuttering with Sunil Narine. How much impact will it make? Perhaps on a slow surface. We're yet to see. Ajinkya Rahane holds the fort. Can he do it alone by himself yet again? So when you then bring in their spinners as well, Akshay Patel was brilliant versus RCB. Yes, they only managed to take 3 wickets, but the spinners were dominant on the slow surface. Can the KKR batting adjust and hopefully score much needed runs? It's a must win now for KKR, so therein lies the added pressure. So looking at all in all, I think the dominant team in this match today will be Delhi Capitals.
With this, we now welcome Noel David. Of course, Noel David is the former Indian off spinner who's played a little bit of T20 cricket or 40 overs game, but now is happily sitting doing the coaching role for the Assam team. Noel David, welcome to the show. Noel, KL Rahul has been one of the most consistent performers of Delhi Capitals in the last few games. How much his form will matter to the team? Considering DC wants to make a comeback and this is a spin friendly track in Delhi.
Hi Sunil, I think KL Rahul is a key play for Delhi Capitals because he's been very consistent with the bat for Delhi Capitals after his return, missing the first game. He has won matches single-handedly for Delhi Capitals. We could see that against RCB where he took away the game, scoring 80 odd runs against them at Bangalore. That shows how profile run getter he is for Delhi Capitals. Him coming at that spot number 4 he takes the lower order also when he gets going along with him. I think that's the beauty of KL Rahul. He doesn't miss out opportunities, especially when it comes to spinners. He's a very good player of them. I think KKR has to be a little careful when he comes out to bat because he's a very, very dangerous batsman when he gets going. And I find that he will find it very easy playing at home ground because the track really suits him.
Well, another stats head to head. The team batting second has won 47 games out of the 82 IPL games in Delhi. What do you think is the preferable decision after winning the toss? RCB has also chased successfully in the last game against Delhi Capitals. So, will the toss come into picture or is it just a foregone conclusion?
Feel if Delhi Capitals wins the toss, I think they should put the opponent into bat because the wicket becomes very easy to bat in the second half of the inning because of the dew factor which comes there in Delhi. I think the wicket becomes easy to bat. It becomes difficult for the bowlers who are bowling in the second half, to grip the ball or even to field because of the dew. So I think if Delhi Capital wins the toss, they should put the opposition into bat and chase it very easily. Because we have seen many teams, especially last game where RCB won the game against Delhi itself, when they chased, when Virat Kohli and Kunal Pandya, took the game away from Delhi Capitals by chasing it down, to the last. And I feel that I think that if you bat second, you have the target set also. You know what the target, and then you can place your inning towards the total. I think that becomes more easy. So I think if Delhi Capital wins, I think they should field first.
Well, Paul, we'll let you go and also invite Toss Frisbee. Toss Frisbee, of course, is the journalist from the Maidans of Mumbai who joins us straight from Mumbai. Toss, welcome to the show. You must have seen a whole lot of brilliant talent emerging from the teenager days. Yes, Prithvi Shaw, Sarfraz and his family, we've all seen them. What is your opinion about this special talent? Has it been able to handle the lineup as a teenager? Your views?
You know what was the most beautiful part? He outshined Yashasvi Jaiswal, his senior pro, completely. I mean, obviously, other batsmen as well, from Shubman Gill to Sai Sudarshan to others. George Butler, including, somebody who's been an expert, a master, he's been there in international cricket. He's overshadowed each and every person. But yeah, Yashasvi's knock was as crucial as these guys. I mean, the best part was Yashasvi took that responsibility, being a senior guy, somebody who's been there for a long time in Rajasthan Royals, and that is the beauty of Rajasthan Royals. They groom youngsters, they groom talented guys, and Vaibhav Suryavanshi is their next find after Yashasvi Jaiswal. And the way he played, Yashasvi Jaiswal, was a beautiful. The way he supported, the way he handled this youngster, he asked him to just go out there, express himself, which was beautiful. And that is not just Yashasvi Jaiswal. I would say Rahul Dravid, a conventional cricketer in his own time, in his time, or maybe orthodox, somebody who loved to play through the ground. He asked him, or rather he gave him the license to go berserk completely go haywire. I would say I just enjoyed that particular knock from Vaibhav, and having multiple support, huge support from Rajasthan Royal, that backing, including Rahul Dravid, and then Yashasvi Jaiswal playing that senior pro, second fiddle, I would say, to this young cricketer, a 14-year-old cricketer. Yashasvi Jaiswal deserves the credit also. I mean, I wouldn't say that Yashasvi cannot match up to that aggression what Vaibhav Suryavanshi scored. He has the ability to go through the ground. He has the ability to take on the attack when it matters. But he may not be like a Abhishek Sharma. He may not be like a Suryavanshi, because we saw exactly what he did. They can go from the word go. They can go after the bowlers from the word go. So exactly what Yashasvi Jaiswal did. What a senior guy, a senior pro like him should do. Back this youngster, support him, play the second fiddle, ask him to go all out against a star-studded attack, and that is what exactly Yashasvi Jaiswal did. Perfect knock from Yashasvi, good support, and Vaibhav Suryavanshi, kya kehne.
Well, Paul, we'll let you go and also invite Toss Frisbee. Toss Frisbee, of course, is the journalist from the Maidans of Mumbai who joins us straight from Mumbai. Toss, welcome to the show. You must have seen a whole lot of brilliant talent emerging from the teenager days. Yes, Prithvi Shaw, Sarfraz and his family, we've all seen them. What is your opinion about this special talent? Has it been able to handle the lineup as a teenager? Your views?
You know what I mean? What to say, man? The kind of knock that he played last night was simply outstanding. Is he a 14-year-old guy? I don't think so. 13, 14. I mean, there should be no debate at all. I mean, people keep talking about his age. Everybody, including everybody, all the critics were questioning him whether he's 13, 14 or 15, but then it doesn't matter anymore. Look at him, the way he played like a 25-year-old, the way a mature cricketer, a mature batsman plays. And typical, I mean, it wasn't like a, it was a fiery knock completely. It wasn't even, calculative. He overshadowed Yashasvi Jaiswal. Can you imagine? 11 sixes, 7 boundaries, 35 ball, 100 and 101 runs in 38 balls. I mean, this is outstanding, simply unbelievable. I think it's a miracle. This boy is a miracle. I mean, you have seen Sachin Tendulkar at 16 or before that, he was magical, and this guy is no less. He's simply outstanding. The way he played that knock last night against Gujarat Titans, he completely outplayed Indian cricketers and people who have played international cricket. Yashasvi Jaiswal, Shubman Gill, you talk about people who have been consistent. This guy got this opportunity finally after warming the bench for a long time, but then finally got an opportunity in a couple of games back. We saw exactly what he did in the last few games. Those were just the glimpses. Yesterday he showed full film. So this guy is simply unbelievable. Nobody can match his talent right now, and the stroke making that we saw yesterday was daredevilry. That was completely gutsy, a bravado, a brave knock. I mean, he did not fear the opposition bowlers. You talk about Mohammad Siraj, you talk about Rashid Khan. I mean, they were completely looking pedestrian attack against Vaibhav Suryavanshi. So I'm glad, excited, I'm lucky. In fact, I would find myself to be lucky to be an audience, watching this guy play an outstanding knock, simply outstanding. It's rate 10 out of 10. I would rate him 10 out of 10 completely.
Well, there you had it. We had 5 of the best names in the industry talking about the game of IPL, the pool, the table, the brilliant, precious talent that they've managed to uncover and watch it yesterday. Well, we're talking about Vaibhav Suryavanshi. This is Sunil Yashkalra signing off from the beautiful Marbella Resorts in Sharjah and saying, don't touch the remote, please. We'll be back after a short commercial break. Stay tuned.
For more such videos, subscribe to the Newsx YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.